last to fall. I won't shed a tear for them to see. I won't have your name to call, 'cause I will be the last to fall.
With over 24% of the 1.9 billion square acres in America alone, the mountains that so many people call home are also host to some of the most incredible mysteries in the world. The missing, the murdered, strange creatures, unexplained lights, and sightings of unidentified objects. These stories may be strange, they may be sad, they may be odd, but they are mysterious. These are the Mountain Mysteries Gatherings. And now, live from the Pantry Studio, broadcast to all time zones around the world, with listeners of the podcast in the United States, Canada, Germany, Norway, India, the United Kingdom, and more. These are the Mountain Mysteries Gatherings. Now, your host, Chris Sloan.
You know, to say that I'm a little bit tired is probably a massive understatement, and you'll learn why here in just a few moments. First off, I'm Chris Sloan, creator, content creator, and the chief bottle washer at the Mountain Mysteries. Thanks a lot for tuning into this special edition episode. I know normally we're on Thursday nights at 8 o'clock, so why are you here Tuesday? Well, I'll tell you why. Something happened this past Saturday to me that changed a lot of things. Do you know what a paradigm shift is? A paradigm shift is when you experience something that changes your outlook or your perceptions on brand X, any given subject you want it to be. And this, it didn't change what I thought I knew. It confirmed what I thought I knew. And now what I thought I knew is what I know I knew, if that makes any sense. Let me enlighten you. Saturday, April 17th, this past Saturday, we went to Wolfe County Lake. Now, who's we? 606 Paranormal and the Mountain Mysteries, and a good part of my team. We went up there because Wolfe County Lake is where James Dwayne Lovelace lost his life. That's where he died. I met with his dad, Herbie, and his stepmom, Marie. And what I got out of this, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it. I mean, let me get over here a little bit better in frame for you. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around that. What the hell just happened? Okay, to start with, we meet up at this gas station. We drive up the road to where the lake is at. And it's not unlike a lot of lakes. It's a little bit smaller. At least what I saw of it was a little smaller than, say, Jenny Wiley, Painesville Lake, or certainly Cave Run, Cave Run is massive. But anyways, there's this overpass. And as we drive, and it's kind of around the time where the 2-lane goes to a no-fault single-lane road. Barely wide enough for 2 vehicles to get past. Barely. But no, we no sooner went through that or underneath that overpass when my daughter got a sickening feeling, and she looked at me and she was like, this doesn't feel right. And I had to agree. No, it doesn't. So anyways, we get up there and it's Stacy Underwood Gullett, Sharon, Lloyd Gullett, Stacy's husband. Great guy, great gal. Love them both dearly. And of course, Sharon is there, Charlie, and again, wonderful people. And of course, Herbie and Marie is there. And then there's Allie and I. So there's this little picnic shelter kind of table thing set up there. And it's like a concrete outfit where people park their cars, and there's a concrete wall there. It would definitely keep a car from going in the lake. That's a fact. So we get out and we walk over there to this little shelter area. Excuse me. And we're kind of sitting there talking, and I ask, I said, "Hey, Herbie, can you tell me where they recovered Dwayne?" He said, "Well, I can do you better than that. I can take you over there and show you." I said, "Well, please lead the way." He did. And I thought the road going up to that place was a goat path. That damn path going to where they were, it wasn't big enough for a goat. And that's not saying much. So, anyways, long story short, we get there, and Stacy doesn't waste any time. She explains to the family, okay, this is what's going to happen. This and this and this is going to happen, and whatnot. And she started. Well, I'm there kind of for moral support because, like I've said before, 606 Paranormal and the Mountain Mysteries were hand in hand. I've known Stacy since I was 8, 9 years old, and I've always loved her. I've always thought that she was just a wonderful person, a sweet, caring person, big heart. I watched Herbie walk off to another part of the place, whatever you want to call it. It wasn't that big. He may have been 25, 30 feet away, and I walked over there to him just to make sure. I can only imagine how tough this is for you and that kind of thing. And he pointed out there. He said, "You see that right out there?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "That's where they recovered him. That's where they brought him up out of the water." Okay. So we talk for a few more minutes and go on and walk back over there to where the other people are at. Now, Stacy had out this thing. It's called the K2 meter. It measures electromagnetic energy. Now, in theory, the only way that the thing can be triggered, and it's got a series of LEDs. I know I'm holding up 4 fingers, but there's more than LEDs than that. Anyways, it starts off with green, and then it goes to yellow. Then I think the last 1 or 2 or whatever maybe is red. When that thing hits the red, it's kind of like a VU meter on a mixing board, or I'm sitting up here right now looking at my monitor to show what mine looks like on the air. And when I speak to you, it's peaking in yellow. That's okay. You don't want it hitting the red, because at that point, that's when you get audio distortion. But we're not dealing with audio. We're dealing with electromagnetic energy. So if that hits the red, oh boy, someone is powerful and triggering this thing. So we walk back over there, and there's like a half a circle or maybe 3/4 of a circle formed. And here I am, and there's somebody kind of like, ahead of me a little bit, and I'm back there in the back, and I'm just sitting back there with my arms folded and listening to what was being said. And I was like, well, okay. Not much is going on with that meter. And I said, well, then I noticed the circle is, and I don't know why. I'd never heard anything like it before that I can remember. Maybe I saw it in a movie or something. I don't know. The circle needs to be full. That's all I kept hearing in my head. This circle is not full. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And nobody's standing there with 6 or 7. So I walked around, stood there, made the circle a little more full. They kept asking questions, really wasn't getting too much. And then it hit me. Spirit's got to draw energy from somewhere. That was something that I'd heard somewhere. And I thought, well, at this point, what the hell? Why not ask? So I said, okay, well, let's see what we get here then. So, Dwayne, if you're here, you can use my energy. Stacy said, yes, you can use mine. Sharon said, absolutely, you can use mine. Herbie and Marie said, yep, you can use mine. Even my daughter said, yes, use mine. My daughter has a ton of energy. If I could bottle it and sell it, I'd be living in Bora Bora right now with them little drinks that have umbrellas in them. So Anyway, it starts going off when questions are asked. Some questions that were asked, they didn't go off. I had the bright idea. Well, let's ask the question. Let's address the pink elephant in the room. So I said, okay. Were you murdered? Lights go whoop, whoop. Just for giggles and, the other word. Was this an accident? Nothing. Well, I start getting excited and start asking questions a little too quickly. Then I am reminded it's not like talking to you or I. If I were to look at you and say, hey, how are you doing? You say, I'm okay. How are you doing? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. You got to give them a few minutes. You got to give them a little bit of time to respond. Otherwise, things get confusing. Because you see, they have to draw out the energy to make this happen. That's what they have to do. They don't have a choice because they don't have a physical body. They are energy, and energy requires energy. Okay, so give them a few seconds. Was there just one person that did this to you? Nothing. That means no. Was there more than one? Oh, it lit up like a Christmas tree. You got to be kidding me. Really? Was there two? And again, it lights up. Was there more than two? And again, it lights up. Was there more than 4 or 5? Nothing. Now, did I bother to ask if it was Dwayne Lovelace? No, I never thought to do that at the time, to be honest with you. At this particular moment, I'm caught up in things because I'm actually getting this little meter to answer me, this little device. This device has no soul. It's an electronic piece of equipment. That's all it is. It only does what it's told to do. It responds to electromagnetic energy. That's it. It doesn't buy you Christmas gifts. It doesn't send you Easter eggs or cards. It measures electromagnetic energy. It's like a camera. Camera takes pictures, records video. That's all it does. That's what this thing was doing. And boy, it was doing it well. So this goes on for a few minutes, and then things get weaker and weaker and weaker, and we're saying, you can use our energy, you can use our energy. And he is just completely backing off. If I didn't know any better, I'd think at that moment Dwayne was losing interest. And I said, okay. Then the oddest thing happened. Somebody started sharing memories. Kind of funny memories. I actually saw Dwayne, who was at the time 18, 19, about 5'8", 5'9" on a tricycle. Yeah, Marie broke out the video and showed us. I thought I'd fall off the cliff. I was laughing so hard. All of a sudden, that meter starts lighting up. And it's like, okay, let's say that this is the lowest point, right? This is the highest point. Let me get there to the camera, okay? It was doing this. Almost like he was laughing. And, of course, there were other memories, and I will not share those memories because that is property of the families. I respect that. Nothing bad, but they were funny for the most part. And there were a lot of loving memories. The more the memories came forth, the more the lights lit up. I told you a few minutes ago that nothing is as strong as love. And love is what sparks those memories. It's the gasoline, the catalyst, if you will. It's what makes those memories come to life. And we all have them. I was very lucky. I had my parents for 47 years. I remember my grandfathers. Well, my paternal grandfather. I remember my great-grandmother. I remember my aunts and uncles and my grandma. I called her Mama. Remember her very well. just like you all do, just like you remember your loved ones who have gone on. That's what we take with us is the memories, the love. And then it hit me. He doesn't want people being sad. He's responding a whole lot more to people that are sharing memories, people that are laughing and remembering him and making him a part of that love because he was that love for these people. I couldn't help but think to myself how robbed I was because I didn't get to meet him in life. See, I knew April and I knew Tim, but I didn't get to know Dwayne. But I feel like through this podcast I have, through whatever the hell this thing is. I know what it is. The Mountain Mysteries is the people. That's what we're about. But the more memories came forth, the more this thing lit up. And I'm talking about it was hotter than a firecracker at one point. We keep those memories alive by talking about them. That's what we do. That's why I'm here. I got a few Facebook messages on Saturday and Sunday morning that were, love listening to you, love watching you on that video thing. You guys do a great job. It's not us. All we are special effects. The stories are the people. They are the people. That's why I want the people to interview them. I want to talk to them. And a lot of times I will ask one question is all it takes and let them go. And man, they do not disappoint. Now, if you're a Patreon subscriber, you've probably already heard episode 7, A Lake of Tears. If you are not a Patreon subscriber, please do so. Subscribe. You get early access to all of this stuff, and you're helping out the Mountain Mysteries to help other people because that little trip today to Campton, well, of course, it costs money. We got to put gas in the car and, grab you a snack. You know what I'm talking about. That helps us offset that. And boy, we were there. We were there early, waiting. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to be able to do this by Thursday, but I'm talking to Stacy about getting some of the video that Lloyd, her husband, shot. And man, some of the stuff he picked up and some of the things that Stacy picked up with that thermal imaging camera. Oh my God. I saw it. It looked as though somebody had their hands or an arm around Dwayne, or not Dwayne, but around Herbie, Dwayne's dad. And I can only speculate that must or may have been Dwayne. I hope. Sure seems like it. And I didn't get any Amityville feelings at that point. That came later. But at that point, I did not get any of those. When Stacy said, look at this camera, and I looked into the monitor of that camera, I was shocked. There's no doubt that he loved his family, and his family loved him. So what do I hope to get out of this? Sharon had a really good point when we finally made it back through the goat path. We were sitting under a picnic shelter, and she said, we can have justice all day long. We can have justice until the cows come home, but justice is not closure. Closure is only going to happen on the day that it's time to leave this world and our loved ones come to get us. What a beautiful day that'll be. In God's time. So, like I said, I'm going to try to get some of that video footage and show you on Thursday night. If not, then we may do another one next Tuesday so I can get it. But of course, I got to get it and put it into the system and make sure that this all works. But it's going to change things. I mean, this is just, it did for me. Maybe for you, you already know this. Maybe for you, you can't convince a skeptic. And, there's no amount of evidence that is enough to convince a skeptic. And for the believers, no evidence is needed. They've already seen it. But whatever it is, I'll let you decide. But I know what I saw, and more importantly, I know what I felt. And I've never felt anything like that. Never. May 8th, 2021 at Paintsville Lake Shelter number 4. Of course, we're going to have the celebration of life for April Pennington, Timothy Stambo, and Dwayne Lovelace. And we are honored to have Dwayne there and his family there. We're going to be raffling off some prizes. I think the ticket prices on those were 1 ticket for 3 or 5 for 8. And we're going to have other prizes there too. But that's just a thank you and kind of a thing from April, Tim, and Dwayne that I want to do. But and it will help raise funding for us to continue to do things. Yeah, it will. But we're also going to have a cookout, and there's no cost at all for you to come up. Bring your family. There's no charge. We're going to have a cookout. That's not going to cost you anything. We are also going to do a balloon release at some point that day. I'm thinking around maybe 3 or 4. Like I said, that's Sharon's call completely. We told you that Great Scott and Travelation Mobile Entertainment will be there. It's 80s music with a twist. It's acoustic. These guys are fantastic. They're really great. And in between, because, they got to take a break. I want them guys to have some hot dogs and burgers and stuff. And while they do that, we'll have some music playing in the background, probably some 80s and 90s stuff, which was really the time period that April grew up in. She and I were close to the same age, and Tim was a few years older. So I think that's fitting, and I'm pretty sure Dwayne would kind of like that too. So if I'd ever met a cowboy, it would have been Dwayne Lovelace, because let me tell you, that guy was he was great. Pretty cool cat from what I understand. And the more I got to know him doing these episodes, the more I'm convinced that guy and I would have been buddies. If you want to go into Patreon too and take a poll, one of the next episodes coming up is called The Mountain Mysteries Anthology of the Appalachian Trail Mysteries, or Appalachian Trail Mysteries Anthology. Hell, I forget what I call it at this point. All I know is it's like 13 or 14 short mystery stories. And you get to vote on Patreon. That's the only place you can vote on it, is on the Patreon website. It doesn't cost you nothing to vote, but you go on there, you vote for it, and whichever one gets the most votes is the one that we'll do the full episode on. Really pretty fun. It's pretty cool. And I love doing this stuff anyway, so I'm okay with it, whatever it is. Also that day there, that's when we'll hold the raffle for the prizes, and I don't know, we're going to do something kind of goofy and fun to, just give away like Mountain Mysteries prize packs and a few other things. Stacy brought us some really cool gifts to give away. One, a big Harley leather jacket. It's a size 2X. Super nice coat. She gave us some stuff that's never been taken out of the package, like Victoria's Secret things and really high dollar soap thingies. I mean, this stuff makes Bath and Body look like it's a second-rate company. And I know Bath and Body's not, but I'm just saying oh man, it smells so good. And stuff like that the ladies will love, I would imagine. And if not, then girls, give it to your husbands or boyfriends, whatever. I don't know, I'm just saying. it's whatever. If you can't have fun, then why bother, right? Some other stuff that is going to be going on that day. Like I said, I think the big thing is the balloon release, and we're going to write personal messages to April and Tim and Dwayne. And you know what? We are hoping that we get a ton of people from Breathitt County and Wolfe County and wherever. Dwayne knew people all over. So come on up and celebrate. Paintsville Lake, Shelter number 4, May 8th, which is on a Saturday. Starts at noon, probably wrap up around 5 or 6 or something like that. I don't know. Again, it's whatever. But we really love you guys. We would love for you guys to come up. And, when we get done is when we get done. I've got it for the whole day. Thanks to the folks at the Paintsville Lake. Coming up, episode 7, like I said, is available right now for Patreon subscribers. It releases on Friday to the public. The next episode is the anthology series that we were talking about. And I'm thinking that is going to be, let's see here, April 30th. Yes. Or if you are a Patreon, you'll get it April 27th. Then after that, on April 4th, we're going to do, well, this is going to be a good one. 657 Boulevard, The Mountain Mystery of the Watcher. Ghosts aren't always spirits. I'll leave it at that. But I can tell you that so far, we're in production with it right now. So far, it'll raise the hair on the back of your neck. It's great. I was listening to pieces of it today, and I'm the one doing the voice of it. And I was like, God, this thing's spooky as hell. So, yeah, you're not going to want to miss that. It's going to be pretty cool and a lot of fun. So, with those things being said, and the fact that I've taken up almost 30 minutes of your time, I would also invite you to once again become a Patreon, like and share the podcast. You can get them on Apple, Spotify, Amazon now. Really proud of that fact because I didn't think that was ever going to get done. Kept fighting with that. Just about anywhere you can get a podcast, and you can share them. Doesn't cost you a nickel. And if you don't care, especially on the Apple podcast, leave us a 5-star review and give us a like I said, the reason I'm tired is because apparently they did Dwayne maybe did take some energy from me, even though my phone didn't go down. Maybe I've talked to everybody else that was there, and they said, yeah, we were exhausted by the time it was over, and some of us still are, but that's okay. I'll do it all day long as I can. But check it out. Get on there, like and share, and write us a review on the Apple podcast. That was the word I was looking for, review. We've gotten a few of them, and they're really great, and I really appreciate everybody for taking the time out. Takes 3 or 4 minutes. 5 stars, click, write us my review. Podcast rocks. Keep it up. Keep going. Keep rolling. I live for those attaboys. I really do. And something else that happened last Saturday morning, I had a person contact me, and I want to bring this up because I want to encourage you or maybe someone you may know to do this. They contacted me and said, look, I know, sorry to bother you. I know that you're busy and all this. And I'm like, I'm never too busy for you. What's up? And we may be looking into a case in Martin County if the family wants that. The Mountain Mysteries has a policy that we do not approach families. Families need time to grieve. Well, grieving is a different process, as different as the people who have to do it. For some people, they may need a few days, weeks, months. For some people, it's ongoing for years. But when you're ready to talk about it, we want to be here for you. If you want the exposure, all you got to do is open up a dialogue with me. I would really like to talk to you about my brother, John Doe. John died on this date, and yada, yada. And what I'm going to say is, what makes you think it was murder? Or what's so mysterious about it? Well, this happened. Insert circumstances. And if I'm thinking, that does sound fishy. And most people that contact us, their stories fit the bill. And all the bill is mysterious circumstances. How did they die? I would love to do one on everybody that's passed away, but we would never get to try to find justice. Some people pass away of natural causes. That was my parents. Mom died of what she was going through, and Dad died because Mom died. Though the broken heart thing is real. I've seen it. One thing I do want to mention before I leave you to your evening. On Saturday, May 8th, at this celebration of life, don't come up there expecting that this is going to be a really sad thing. It's not. It's a celebration. We're going to share memories. There may be a few tears shed. Hell, I may be the one shedding them. You get close to these people. It's a risk of the job. You get close to them. And you know what? I'm okay because it tells me I'm still going and maybe I can do somebody some good. That's why I do it. But we are going to laugh. We're going to have some games. We're going to look at motorcycles. Hopefully, some will show up. I'm thinking that I will be there on mine. We're going to have a great cookout. We're going to eat maybe just a little too much. We're all going to meet each other. We're going to be supporting each other. That is the reason this thing is happening right there. You do not have to have lost someone to come. If you want to come up there and show your support, grab you a couple of hot dogs and a burger or 2 burgers or whatever. Come on. All you've got to do is be respectful. That is my prerequisite. Be respectful of the people who have lost their loved ones. Maybe you're thinking, well, I didn't know Dwayne. Well, I didn't either. Maybe you're thinking, I didn't know April or Tim either. That's okay. If you want to show up there, walk over to April's mom, because obviously, if you're watching this, you've heard the podcast episodes 1 and 2 about April and Tim. Or if you want to walk up to Tim's family, or if you want to walk up to the family of Dwayne Lovelace, because you know what? In the end, that's what we are. We're family. That is what matters. Come up, show your support, have a nice time, make some new friends, and just enjoy it. I think that we're blessed. See, Dwayne's family had him for almost 21 years. We wish it were longer, yes, but we're grateful for those 21 years. April's family had her for 16. Well, 16 in 5 days. We wish we'd had her longer, yes, but we're grateful for those 16 years and 5 days. Tim Stambo had his family had him for 24 years. Yes, we wish we had him longer, but yes, we're grateful that we had him that long. We're blessed because they were and are our family. Guys, I've had you on here for a little bit too long. My intent was to just pop on here and say, hey, got to tell you about what happened Saturday. We're going to try to have that on Thursday's episode on here and on a future podcast coming up, because we will be doing follow-ups for Dwayne as well as April and Tim and maybe more. So with that being said, though, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys get back to your evening. And remember, I love you all. I'm so grateful for each and every single one of you. God bless you. May God bless you and keep your family safe. And until the next time, which should be Thursday around 8 o'clock, good Lord willing, stay mysterious.
From one coast to the other, mysteries are everywhere, and we will continue to pursue the answers to those questions and more. Please share, like, and rate the Mountain Mysteries podcast, and tell your friends to tune in on Facebook or YouTube. The Mountain Mysteries gatherings are each Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to support the Mountain Mysteries, search and help these families, join us on Patreon, or you can make a one-time donation as well. The Mountain Mysteries and the Mountain Mysteries gatherings are property of the Pantry Studios and Chris Sloan, who writes and produces the content. If you would like to reach out to the Mountain Mysteries, please email us at pantrystudio@yahoo.com. Until next time, my friends, stay mysterious.
a Pantry Studio production.